September 11th, 2001. I watched the Twin Towers fall from my doorstep in New York City, and then I was a chaplain at Ground Zero for 4 months. Now I invite you on my personal journey of healing through music and sharing. I'm posting my songs and memories on YouTube, and I hope you enjoy them or they touch your heart. This song, Tears I Can't Cry, is dedicated to Johnny Lightfoot, Mark Eddington, and my church's worship leaders who usher us into God's presence where we can offer God our tears. Tears I can't cry. You say you keep our tears in a bottle. What about the tears that I can't cry? What about the tears trapped inside? Do you keep them too? Oh, my eyes are dry. 'Cause my heart and soul, they are crying, though my tears just seem to hide. Maybe my tears are dying before they reach my eyes. Patches of desert, scorched by hate and heat, parched pieces knit in water. If I am ever gonna weep, I need your life-giving water to pour into my soul, overcome the desert so all my tears can flow. I need your life-giving water to flow into my soul, overcome the desert so all my tears can flow. You say you keep our tears in a bottle. What about the tears that I can't cry? What about the tears trapped inside? Do you keep them too, though my eyes are dry? Do you keep them too, those tears I can't cry? King David wrote in Psalm 56:8 that God keeps our tears in his bottle and his book. What a lovely and tender image that God saves our tears. He sees our tears as so precious that he saves them in his bottle. How can he put tears in a book? My thought, well, maybe he can read them, translate them to put them in his book. I think he understands us so well, he even understands our tears. I think our tears are like little prayers from deep within when we can't find words. But what about when we can't find tears? My counselor explained that our body is designed with its own shut-off system, its own circuit breaker. If our emotions or physical pain get too much for us to handle, the breaker trips and parts of us shut down in shock. The extreme physical or emotional pain is stored deep so that we can face it slowly and safely later. A pretty amazing safety feature. I easily cry at movies or about anything except things dealing with 9/11. The emotions of 9/11 for me are so intense and buried so deep that I haven't totally accessed my tears yet. But I'm ready to find and let go of the pain. Get my circuit breaker switched back to full power. In 2001, I lived just south of the Brooklyn Bridge. next to the East River, right across from the tip of Manhattan and the Twin Towers. I saw them as I stepped out of my apartment every morning, tall and solid. The morning of 9/11, with my window open to the street corner, I heard someone say incredulously, "A plane just ran into the Twin Tower?" I popped my head out and saw the smoke rushing out of the North Tower. A whole crowd of us gathered at the end of the street in front of my brownstone where I lived. Together we watched the second plane crash into the South Tower. One man fell flat on the sidewalk, kicking his hands and his feet against the concrete like a toddler having a tantrum. His wife was in the building. Another woman couldn't reach her husband because the cell phone towers were on the burning buildings, so she stepped into my room to use my landline. She'd just gotten home from an anniversary trip the night before with her husband, and now he was working in the top floors of the smoking towers. I never found out if he made it out alive. After about an hour of watching the smoke bellowing out of the buildings, the South Tower collapsed. The ground shook. I heard nothing. It was as if the time stopped and I went deaf. I've read that it took 11 seconds. 1 second for every 10 stories to pancake on top of themselves. Could have been an hour for all I knew. Gradually, I regained my senses and heard all the screaming and sobbing and people calling out to their loved ones as if they could hear them. Then the wall of concrete debris headed for us over the East River. People started to scream about biochemical warfare, and en masse we ran as dust poured on top of us. The ash storm looked like a summer blizzard. I didn't cry. I ran. And then the next day, I wrote pictures with my finger in the greasy film of debris. And then all of a sudden, I realized that this jet fuel and pulverized concrete that I was drawing a smiley face in also contained the cremated remains of people. I didn't cry. I cleaned. Then I got involved in relief efforts, took a sabbatical from law school, and didn't stop. In the almost decade and a half after that, I cried only a few times, until I started going to a counselor and writing these songs and memories. Thank you for sharing them with me. Well, Ground Zero, Chaplain. Until next time, God bless you, making more progress together.